Welcome back to another quick revision tutorial with Miss Sweet. Today we are looking in depth at the poem London by William Blake. Blake first printed London in Songs of Experience, 1794, the second volume of his important collection, Songs of Innocence and of Experience. This two-part book examines what Blake called the two contrary states of the human soul. Many of the poems in Songs of Innocence have a twin poem that reads the same subjects from a new perspective. For example, juxtaposition and irony is used throughout the poem London. The England of Blake's time was just getting caught up in the Industrial Revolution, a period during which the economy shifted from farming to manufacturing. The countryside began to empty out, and the cities began to swell. And English class divisions became even more pronounced. London has a simple form, composed of 4 quatrains. The first letter of each line in stanza 3 spells out here, which helps the poem emphasize the sense of sound that the speaker experiences in London. Iambic tetrameter 8 syllables is a line used to mimic the sound of footsteps in the journey across London streets. Every line in stanza 3 breaks with iambic tetrameter in the same way, which makes the chimney sweeper's cry and the hapless soldier's sigh more prominent and audible. Stressed from the first syllable, the lines feel louder. Lines 14 and 15 employ a form of catalexis too. The steady, unchanging rhyme scheme helps the poem feel like a walk. Just like a pair of feet, one rhyme is laid down after another. Out of 16 ending words, perhaps only 5 sound neutral when taken out of context: street, flow, meet, man, and here. All of the rest deal with pain, and in the final word of the poem, hearse, death itself. This helps the poem create an overall atmosphere of misery, and brings those other 5 words into this world of negative connotations. Both Checking Out Me History by John Aggard and London by William Blake utilize powerful literary devices to critique the societal structures that perpetuate oppression and ignorance. In Checking Out Me History, Aggard employs anaphora, repetition, and contrasting imagery to highlight the erasure of Black history within the Eurocentric education system. The repeated refrain, "Dem tell me" underscores the imposition of a singular historical narrative, while the vibrant descriptions of figures like Toussaint de Beacon and Mary C. Cole, Healing Star, contrast starkly with the dry, dismissive mentions of figures like Dick Whittington. This juxtaposition serves to illuminate the richness of Black history that has been systematically excluded. Similarly, in London, Blake uses vivid imagery and repetition to expose the pervasive suffering caused by the city's political and religious institutions. The repetition of chartered and chartered street and chartered Thames emphasizes the unnatural control exerted over both the urban environment and nature, suggesting widespread oppression. The metaphor of mind-forked manacles further illustrates the psychological chains imposed on the populace, indicating that the true prison is the internalization of societal constraints. Both poems adopt a critical tone toward the oppressive forces they describe. Blake's tone in London is one of sorrow and anger towards the systemic suffering, while Aggard's tone is defiant, challenging the misrepresentation and omission of Black history in education. London employs a regular quatrain structure with a consistent ABAB rhyme scheme, reflecting the oppressive regularity and control in the city. Ozymandias is a sonnet, which traditionally reflects timeless themes, The structure itself underscores the poem's meditation on the nature of power and its eventual decay. In London, William Blake explores the psychological imprisonment of the city's inhabitants through the use of powerful imagery and metaphors. The phrase "mind-forged manacles" is particularly striking, suggesting that the citizens are not just physically oppressed but also mentally shackled by the social and political institutions that govern them. This metaphor implies that the people's thoughts and perceptions are constrained by the ideologies imposed upon them, leading to a pervasive sense of hopelessness and resignation. The repetitive imagery of marks of weakness, marks of woe seen on every face reinforces the idea that this psychological imprisonment is widespread and inescapable, affecting all strata of society. In stark contrast, Percy Bysshe Shelley's Ozymandias presents the physical remnants of a once great empire to illustrate the inevitable decline of power over time. The ruined statue in the desert, with its shattered visage and the ironic inscription "Look on my works, ye mighty," and despair, serves as a powerful symbol of the transience of human achievement and authority. The poem captures the hubris of Ozymandias, whose belief in his eternal legacy is starkly contrasted with the desolate and forgotten state of his monument. While Blake's London focuses on the immediate, enduring psychological effects of oppressive power on individuals, Shelley's Ozymandias reflects on the broader, temporal decay of power itself, demonstrating that even the mightiest rulers and their grandiose constructs are doomed to be reduced to ruins over time. Through these contrasting depictions, both poems underscore the ultimate futility of unchecked power and its inevitable decline, whether through the slow, insidious erosion of the human spirit or the relentless passage of time that erases all traces of former glory. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have found this tutorial useful.